Welcome everybody to Adams Polish's Wednesday live video, April 5th, 2023. So we were gonna actually do H2O garden gloss today and how to use that and how to do all the stuff, but it snowed last night here. Well, it snowed all day yesterday here at Adams Polishes. So it's about 35 degrees here. So washing your car, well, I'll be honest, all of our water lines outside are frozen. Secondly, using car care products in the freezing temperatures doesn't work very well. So we shifted it. So today we're doing a Q&A session here in our retail space, our flagship retail space here in Denver, Colorado. So what I wanted to do instead of trying to feature a product in the freezing cold and everything is just do a quick question and answer. You guys can ask me anything you want. I would say start now putting your questions into the comments. And then what we'll do is I have my phone, which is gonna act as a camera. Chris has the ability to put other videos up. So what we'll do is we'll answer any questions. And then if we have videos that can support that, we'll put those up. And one thing I do wanna say is that any video that you're gonna see today on the screen is a video that is posted and featured on our YouTube. So we're gonna frame it so you can see the title of the video and you can understand that, hey, I have a question about graphene spray coating. We'll put the video up, you can see the title, and then just maybe screenshot the title or write it down, and then you can reference it whenever you want. So just trying to be a little bit helpful. So you know, like, I can answer your questions, but there's other resources out there for you as well. So we're gonna get into questions here in a second. I do wanna say, thank you to everybody that comes here every Wednesday. For anybody that's new or anybody that is here, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. It's always going to keep you up to date with any new videos we post, but it will also notify you when we're live. So, but listen, you could just put the live thing in your calendar every Wednesday, 1 o'clock Denver time, whatever time you are. So, got questions coming in?
Bruno has light scratches on the back of his side mirror on the paint surface.
Okay. That's a good question. So Bruno, thank you for your question. Bruno asks, I have some light scratches on the back side of my light of his side mirror. How do I remove those? So let me grab my phone really quick, sorry. So I imagine Bruno's talking about this part of his mirror. Does that seem right, Chris? And confirm with us, Bruno, too. So I imagine Bruno's kind of talking about having light scratches like on his mirror here. If not, if you're talking about this side, Bruno, as well, there's a couple different, there's mainly these products that you're gonna be using. So you probably be wanting to use compound and polish with, one of the machines. So you have the SK Pro 12 millimeter. You also have the micro polisher, like this guy right here. Okay, comes in a nice package. Okay, you can also use a micro like that. And you're essentially gonna polish it. So what you wanna do first, I'm gonna set this down, Chris, is what I would tell you is start with a white foam pad like this. This is our white foam polishing pad, and then our white polish. Okay, so start with that. This is sort of our finishing type of polish, which is gonna make it more of a mirror finish. And if you have really light scratches, 90% of the time, this polish will get that out, okay? So I would start with that. And here, listen, here's the thing. Ideally, you wanna be using the machine, okay? So if you have the machine or if you're in the market for a machine, that's gonna be the #1 way to quickly remove those scratches. But we also have a hand polishing system as well. I'll show you the 4-ounce because I think it's a little bit more relevant. But you have something like this system here, which is called, it's like our hand polishing system. So you have these hex grip applicators here. So it's a nice hex with the blue foam on the front, on the face of it. And you also have, same thing, hex grip with the orange face, and then these are color coded. So the orange one goes with the orange scratch and swirl remover, and then the blue one goes with the blue hand polish. Now, I would only use this system if you don't have the machine or you're not going to get the machine. But realistically, what I would tell you to do, Bruno, is start with the hand polish. Okay, oftentimes in like little spaces, the hand polish can actually do a really great job at making the finish look really good. Now, if it's like a deeper scratch or you have paint transfer from maybe like someone opened their door against your car or something like that, you can start with the scratch and swirl remover. This is almost like the compounding part of it where you're removing, you know, most of the damage, things like that, and then you finish with the hand polish. So scratch and swirl remover first if it's like heavy damage, this to finish it to a perfect mirror finish. And actually, I think what I'm gonna do, I did a live video on Facebook like a long time ago, because we've been doing this live for what, Chris, like 2 years now? Maybe even longer, almost getting into like 3 years. But I did a video on machine polishing versus hand polishing, like on someone's black hood. And the results were like mind-blowing to me because I was always under the impression that hand polishing is just not very effective. But actually the results came out really great. So Bruno, if you're looking at like a quick fix and just doing the mirror, your hand polish might be a great option. And it's also, you know, I think the thing for me too, I'll just show you this really quick, is let's say that you take this hand polish and you put it onto the applicator. A few other places that this works really great in, not only is it for your mirror, Bruno, like this, you can really get that to work, but also places like underneath your door handle, right? Because like your polisher can't necessarily fit inside of here, you know, so you can get this inside there. You can also use different applicators, but this is like a sponge. So realistically, like you can just force this inside there and really use this to polish. But there's some areas that, you know, polishing is like not really that easy, and the hand polish can give you access to those places. So another question. We have a lot of questions. I love that. Keep answering them. And here's the other thing. If you know other detailing enthusiasts and other people that love Adams polishes, share this video. You can share the link. I think if you go below what you're watching right now, there's a little share thing and you can click copy link. Just start messaging it to everybody you know. Message your parents, message your godparents, message your cousin's brother, your cousin's brother's wife, everybody, all right? What's the next question?
Donnie says, I've had better results with Adam's wheel cleaner as an iron remover versus actual iron remover.
Okay.
Is wheel cleaner safe to use on paper?
Yeah, okay. So thanks for the question, Donnie. And Donnie asked, he's had better results with the wheel cleaner, utilizing it as an iron remover versus the actual iron remover itself. So yeah, so iron remover and wheel cleaner have the same like raw ingredient, I guess you could say, in it. So here's wheel cleaner. I'll just grab this really quick. And then I'm not exact. Oh, here's iron remover over here. So I'm here like at the Adams Polishes headquarters, talking about these products. So I'll bring these back over here. So essentially these two products utilize the same raw chemical, but in sort of like a different way. So wheel cleaner, this wheel cleaner, right, is designed, well, let me just say this. Both of these, again, have the same raw chemical, so it's called thioglycolate, all right? And last week, actually, we did a video on iron remover, and I talked a little bit in depth about thioglycolate. And Chris will probably look up, there's a video on here called is it called Behind the Process, Chris? There's a video, Beyond the Process is what it's called, on our YouTube channel, and it features myself and our lead chemist, Chris Galhar, over at B&B Blending, they make all the chemicals that are in every single one of these bottles. Chris and I dive like really deep into the thioglycolate discussion and like how it works, why when you use wheel cleaner and iron remover, why stuff turns purple, okay? It's actually like a natural reaction. But I strongly recommend, if you're interested in this, like go check out that Beyond the Process video about thioglycolate and wheel cleaner. But anyways, Wheel cleaner, the differentiation between wheel cleaner and iron remover is that wheel cleaner is more of a gel formula, okay? Iron remover is more of a like thin type of spray, you know? So the reason for that, okay, they're very similar in how much thioglycolate is in the formulation. The reason why iron remover is a more thin product is because when you spray it, it spreads out more. It covers more surface area. Versus when you spray the gel formula of wheel cleaner, it gets more focused. And also the wheel cleaner, the thing that I think makes it extremely effective for Donnie is that the gel tends to stick to whatever surface is going on. And we designed it to be like that for wheels, okay? Because wheels are so many different shapes and sizes that when you spray wheel cleaner on, you want it to stick in those areas, especially like in the nooks and crannies of wheels, so the thioglycolate has time to work and really melt the metallic brake dust that's on there. So the thick formula is just a little bit different. So I imagine Donnie's having more success with the wheel cleaner as an iron remover because the gel formula is sticking to the surface and staying there. And it's allowing the thioglycolate to dwell on the iron particles that are embedded in his paint, and it's just being a little bit more effective. So if you have a ton of iron contamination like in your paint, so like if you have a light colored car and you see orange specks everywhere, wheel cleaner might even be a great option for you. You know, iron remover still is a great option. One quick tip is when you're using iron remover, if you're using it during your washing process, and if you're interested in a more in-depth discussion about iron remover, go back. If you go on our page, and go to, there's a live tab at the top. You can see last week we did a video on iron remover and dove like really deep into it. And I talked about kind of best practices and the best way to go about utilizing iron remover on your car. One thing that makes it effective is if you dry your car off first, so when you spray iron remover, it goes onto the clear coat and attacks the metallic particles directly. So just a quick tip on that. But yeah, realistically, they're kind of the same thing, just the differentiation is gel versus not. So, and listen, they're both extremely effective. They both work the same way. So if you spray wheel cleaner on the car and you're using it as an iron remover, just don't let it dry for an extended period of time. Like you can let it dry a little bit, but you need to rinse it off. Okay, so same thing with iron remover. Spray it on the car. If it dries a little bit, that's fine. Just spray it off. Okay, so there you go. Any more questions on that, just let me know. Another question.
Not sure how to pronounce that. When I use tire rubber cleaner on my tires, why does it turn my tires brown? I'm following directions, doing one at a time, and rinsing it, and I still get that brown hue to it.
Okay, so tire and rubber cleaner, Chris? Yeah, so somebody's had a question about tire and rubber cleaner, and essentially they said, when I'm using tire and rubber cleaner, why does it turn my tires brown? So tires, so I don't know if it's turning the actual tire brown. I imagine that's what they're referencing, but so the discussion around tire and rubber cleaner, same thing with all-purpose cleaner, same thing with wheel and tire cleaner that are things that clean tires, is that the thing you're actually cleaning on your tires most of the time is not dirt and grime. It's other like organic compound that they use as mold release agent to essentially be able to take the tire out of the mold when they make it. Okay, so when your tires turn brown, it's because it's actually coming from inside of the tire out. All right. Now, tire and rubber cleaner, wheel and tire cleaner, and all-purpose cleaner are all products that are utilized to remove that browning look to it. But the one kind of aspect to that is if you spray tire and rubber cleaner on your tire, you got to make sure to scrub it thoroughly. Okay, and newer tires actually require more scrubbing because they have more mold release agent inside of them. All right, so for this person asking the question, what I would say is, spray the tire and rubber cleaner onto the surface. One thing I will say is don't let it dry on the surface. Sometimes it can, I know for me, it's even turned my tires chalky a little bit, but nothing that a tire shine or a tire dressing can fix, essentially. But when you spray tire and rubber cleaner on the surface, make sure you're scrubbing it thoroughly. And it sounds like this person's already doing like one wheel and tire at a time. But oftentimes, if it's a newer tire, if it's a tire that's been neglected, you may just need to do it multiple times. And I know it kind of sucks, but it's just kind of the reality when it comes to cleaning tires. But what I would ask you too is, after you get them scrubbed and cleaned, when you put a tire dressing on, like graphene tire dressing or tire shine or even VRT, does it still look brown to you? That'd be like my only question. But my best kind of guess is in regards to like answering your question is it may need multiple cleanings or multiple scrubbings. So, or if not, realistically, if tire and rubber cleaner is like not doing the right job, maybe try wheel and tire cleaner as your tire cleaner, not necessarily your wheel and tire cleaner. Wheel and tire cleaner actually does really well at pulling out brown color from tires. So I know personally, I have a 2008 4Runner that has a ton of miles on it. I have Falcon AT3W tires on it, and when I got them new, they were like brown all the time. It was just kind of a nuisance. But what I did was I cleaned them regularly. I cleaned them like once a week, and I used wheel and tire cleaner because it actually pulled more of the brown out of the tire. So I was utilizing that as my tire cleaner versus tire and rubber cleaner. So something that you might try. How's it going? Come on. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're just on camera right there.
Okay.
We're live on Facebook or on YouTube if you want to wave to everybody.
What up?
Yeah, see? Hi. Another question, Chris? Did that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Addictive to Griddling says, I put your advanced ceramic spray coating on my new Toyota TRD car and also did my wheels. If I use the wheel cleaner, will it instantly break down the ceramic?
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. That was the advanced graphene coating?
Yep.
So probably
Spray.
it's the spray coating, okay. So somebody has a question about the graphene spray coating. Did they say advanced, Chris?
Yeah.
So they're talking about this product right here, the graphene ceramic spray coating. Oh, sorry, I got you guys upside down. Whoops. So the graphene ceramic spray coating advanced is what this person was talking about. And they essentially asked, like they put this on their paint, they put it on their wheels, and if they use a product like this on their wheels, will it remove the graphene ceramic spray coating advanced? And the answer is no, it will not remove the graphene ceramic spray coating. All right, so this product is extremely chemical resistant. Essentially, there aren't any, I don't think there's any chemical on the market commercially that you guys and myself could buy that would even remove this from a surface. And if we could get it, I would not recommend using it on your car because it would just destroy your paint and everything. So really the only way to remove something like the graphene ceramic spray coating advanced is by abrasion. So that's either polishing or that is, sanding, which you're probably not going to be doing yourself on your car. But what happens is over time, because your wheels are the one thing that's actually like touching the ground, and the closest to the ground is, you can't really see it. And it's also why ceramic coatings tend to not last as long in like desert regions, is because those little tiny sand particles that are everywhere in the air just thrash your car, right? So the spray coating will eventually wear away on the wheels and stuff, in which you just need to reapply it. But by using wheel cleaner, it's not going to remove anything. What are you getting today?
I need a waxing pad.
This one right here. What size?
5.5.
Got it right there.
That's bigger.
No, this is 5.5. This is the big. This is the 7-inch
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Cool.
What are you waxing?
Next era.
Oh yeah.
Disgusting.
Nice.
Cigarettes, no shit.
Oh no. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So wheel cleaner will not remove ceramic, even from paint. It won't remove it.
Finis Hard maybe says, says, how do I take off worksite or house paint splatter off of a body paint? So
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. So somebody asked, how do I remove essentially like paint overspray from what you said, a work site or like
yeah, or house paint.
or house paint? Yeah. So anytime you need to remove paint overspray, you're going to be into the clay bar section of things. Okay, so instead of grabbing, I'll grab a bar, but I'll grab these as well. So you're in kind of the clay product type of stuff. All right, so we have the visco clay, we have the fine grade clay, we have the medium grade clay, and inside the fine grade clay you're going to find 2 bars of this. These are like your standard kind of clay bar. The other thing we have is we also have a clay mitt. All right, I feature this a lot because this is probably the one I use the most. We also have one that is called the clay decon pad. Okay, this is something you can use like on your machine polisher. All right, now depending on how severe, or maybe not severe might not be the right word, but like how much paint overspray is on the vehicle. If it's a ton and you can really feel it and you can really see it, you may need to utilize the strength and aggressiveness of more the medium grade clay bar or the visco. And I would say probably visco clay is going to be your best bet. So the visco clay is sort of unique. This is like my favorite product that I use aside from, as far as like decon, my favorite product I use aside from the clay mitt. Clay mitt I use, I'll just say this, the clay mitt I use more as a maintenance type of clay. Okay, it's like it's really effective, has a big surface area, so I can do more work with it. I utilize it during my washing process. So when I do a maintenance clay every like 3 months or so, the clay mitt is what I'm using. When I'm working at cars that are gonna need to be polished and I need to do extra work on claying, the visco clay is more what I'm using. So visco clay actually comes with 3 bars in here. And the reason why I would recommend the visco clay, so you can see the 3 bars, and it also has, this is the secret to it, okay? This is called the geo impression tool, all right? So you can see, I don't know how close I can get before it's out of focus, but like this has this really unique kind of texture pattern on here. And when you're using the visco clay, you push the pattern onto the visco clay and it puts this like kind of ribs or edges on there. And what it does is actually, not only is the visco clay amazing when it comes to using it as a clay bar, but the fact that you can put this texture into it makes it even that much more effective. So when you're removing a ton of paint overspray, tree sap, things like that in excess, the visco clay is going to be like your best option. And also I think if you're removing in excess, you have multiple bars to do a lot of work. So you can do like a lot of heavy lifting, but you can go over it many times. Okay, so this is going to be probably your best option when it comes to doing that. But remember, you can't just use this straight onto your vehicle. You need a clay lube. All right, so your clay lube is going to be our pink detail spray. Okay, now you can probably get away with using waterless wash, but detail spray is by far the most effective clay lube that we have in the line. So.
Do you have to polish after every time you decontaminate with iron or clay?
That's a good question. And actually, so Chris, essentially, just one of you guys asked, do you need to polish your car after you do an iron remover or a clay decon? Getting back to the paint overspray, the previous question, when you use an aggressive clay like visco clay or medium grade clay like these guys, because they are more abrasive, they can cause marring on your painted surface, in which you need to polish after, okay? That's mainly why I like to use the clay mitt and the fine grade clay when it comes to maintenance clay, because those aren't going to mar the surface. Okay, you can use those and you don't need to polish after. Okay, so getting to the next question, which is if I do an iron decon or I do a maintenance clay, do I need to polish? Probably not, okay? Like, you just need to assess your finish after you're done doing it, but the purpose of a maintenance clay with the clay mitt and, you know, utilizing the iron remover is just to remove light light bonding contamination or light you know, iron fallout or iron contamination. So I'd say, like, if you're doing a maintenance clay, which is, you know, if you keep up with it as well, like if you do this consistently every quarter, I would say, you probably don't need to polish after. But I do always recommend maybe polishing your car once a year anyways. I like to do it before I go into winter, and I like to do it when I come out of winter. It's just kind of my natural routine of what I do for car care. But you know, let's say that I polished my car today and it's like perfect. Let's see, it's April, so April, May, June, probably like the end of June, maybe beginning of July. While I'm washing my car, I will just do a quick clay decon on my car. And then I'll check and see, sometimes I may not need to do an iron remover, you know, sometimes I do. And if I do see orange specks on my car, then I'll address it. But, you know, every 3 months, I'll probably do a quick clay mitt while I'm washing. So, but listen, after I do that in 3 months, so like beginning of July when I do my maintenance clay, I'm not gonna polish my car, all right? I don't need to, because it's not gonna mar the surface like a medium grade clay would. So then I go July, August, September, another 3 months. Am I gonna polish? Probably not yet, because September in Colorado is still ways on the side of fall and summer still like kind of 70s and 80s. Then I go October, early November is when I'm probably going to start winter prepping my car. So then I do a one-step polish, which is this product right here. Oh, I just dropped this applicator. But I'll do a one-step polish with this guy right here. Okay, and I tend for the most part, since I don't have a ton of crazy swirl marks, I tend to do a one-step polish with this blue foam pad, okay, on my cars. Now I'm like adding gloss, making my car look amazing again, reapply the graphene ceramic spray coating advanced, and then, so now I'm in November. So November, December, January, probably in February, I'm doing a maintenance clay on my car. Then I get to April, May, I'm doing the one-step polish on my car again, reapplying the spray coating. Then I go back into my routine of maintenance clay and things like that. So that was a mouthful, but I just wanted to let you guys know that, you know you don't have to polish your car after you do a maintenance clay, but if you are, you know, I would say like your more medium grade and visco clay products are products you're going to use before you do a full polish or full compound and polish. Okay, these tend to remove more bonded contamination than the other products. Okay, and you want to remove the bonded contamination before you polish because you don't want to load your pads up with paint overspray, tree sap, things like that. Okay, so I utilize medium grade clay and visco clay when I am going to polish a car that's been neglected. Okay, so another question?
Can you apply advanced graphene ceramic coating over clear bra and other protective films?
So somebody asked, can you apply graphene ceramic, did you say it's graphene ceramic coating advanced or spray coating?
Advanced 60 mil.
Okay, yeah, so let's see. So somebody's asking, can you put the graphene ceramic spray, essentially like any of these coatings, can you put these over clear bra mainly, or PPF, or protective film? The answer is yes, you absolutely can apply the ceramic coating over a PPF. PPF means paint protection film, or a lot of people call it clear bra. And I will say this, in fact, you absolutely should do that, okay? Now with the advancements of PPF and paint protection film or clear bra, they have a lot of self-healing ones, but the nice thing about a ceramic coating on your PPF is it makes it much easier to clean. And I think it slows down some of the yellowing that can happen from oxidation. So listen, ceramic coatings are to make your life easy, your car care life easy. It makes cleaning your car easier, you know? So you're putting the graphene ceramic coating advanced or the graphene ceramic spray coating on your car is just gonna make cleaning it much easier, which is also in turn gonna, you know, reduce the chance of getting damage into your PPF. Now, granted, you could take a heat gun and fix your PPF, but you know, you run the risk of heating up the adhesive, and there's just a lot of factors to it that kind of everyday people, there's not a lot of like everyday people correcting their PPF, you know, and you can't really polish it too much. So, you know, putting something like a very hard surface, like layer of ceramic coating onto your PPF is going to make your life much easier, especially because it's hydrophobic as well. So you're not going to be introducing as much damage, even like light damage, into it. So yeah, you absolutely can put it on, and you absolutely should, because it's going to make you a much more happy customer.
Can you reuse towels after you've used them to apply spray coatings?
Yeah, so this is actually a really good question, and it comes up a lot in our discussions about graphene ceramic coating. So with the graphene ceramic spray coating, you know, you're spraying the product into an applicator. I don't have, well, I guess I could kind of show you this. So these are sort of the tools you're using to apply a graphene ceramic coating. You have the spray coating advanced, you have an applicator, you know, whether it's the plush applicator or it's the other gray applicator that is more the woven fibers. And then you have your plush towel. So this is like the borderless gray towel here. And I think actually, if you buy the graphene ceramic spray coating advanced kit, this is the towel you're gonna get in the kit. You get 2 of these. So what somebody asks is, if you use this product and you apply it to the surface and you wipe this off, or you wipe most people would say you wipe the coating off, or you level off the coating, you know, can you use this again, or do you need to throw it out, or what do you do? So, of course, I'm going to talk a lot because it's what I do, but your coating, when you apply the coating to the surface, we always talk about this, okay? When you put it on, it's going to rainbow. It's going to look like an oil slick on your car, okay? That is the solvent flashing off of the surface, leaving the ceramic coating on the paint, all right? Now, as the flashing occurs, there's some surface oils that kind of come out as the curing process happens. So the coating stays on the vehicle. And when you level it off, when you wipe it off, after that kind of oil slick rainbow color goes away, you wipe off the surface oils. So oftentimes in your towel, you're not getting a ton of ceramic in your towel because you left it on the car, okay? The solvent is the thing that's coming off, all right? So when you use this, you wipe off the surface oils. Now, your towel is not ruined, okay? Your towel is not gonna be, it's not gonna be ruined to where you can't use it again. What it might be, because you might pull off a little bit of the ceramic, not a lot, but it might turn hydrophobic, which means that if you tried to wipe water up with this, it's not really gonna absorb it very well. That's not a bad thing, okay? So what I tend to do at my house is I separate my towels from the towels I use with like detail spray, waterless wash, things like that. I separate those towels from the towels I use to wipe off compound, polish, and ceramic coating, right? Because when you're removing compound, polish, and ceramic coating, you're not needing to absorb liquid, right? So even though this would become hydrophobic, the fibers are not really ruined. So you can always still remove compound or polish with your plush towel that you use to remove a ceramic coating. Now, so there are times where my towels get mixed, okay? So there are times where I go and I use detail spray and I go to wipe it and I'm like, wait, the product is not coming into my towel. Like, what the heck? Oh, this is one of those towels I use with the spray coating. I'll switch it for a different towel and then I'll be fine. So it's just more of the performance of the towel, and what you're using it for is what you need to be conscious of. So no, the towels don't get ruined, but what I will say is separate them as a towel that is for removing compound, polish, you know, even well, ceramic coating, of course, but also like wax or sealant, you know, so just use them as a tool for something different.
Okay. Can you apply advanced graphene over the graphene spray coating, or is it better to strip off the spray coating first?
That's a good question. So somebody asked, can you apply, essentially, how you doing? Can you apply this 60 mil graphene ceramic coating advanced over the top of this? Yes, you can. All right, so all you're doing is kind of layering it at that point. Now, the graphene spray coating advanced just a more thin layer than this. And now it doesn't mean that, you know, once the 2 years goes by, then like this is gonna wear away and this is gonna take it with it. This is like not how it works. What's up, Isaac? How you doing? Good. Anyways, that's Isaac right there. You want to say hi? Isaac works in production. Come here. You guys have all met Luis. This is Luis's son right here.
Oh.
Yep. He works. You work in production?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's bottling the stuff that's in these bottles. So thank you for your hard work.
Yeah, man, of course.
So yeah, like it's not like this product is gonna go away and take this with it. Okay. This is just gonna bolster. This is essentially just going to bolster like the coating that's already on there. And listen, stripping ceramic coating off means that you're polishing it off. So unless you want to do that, you can. It's just a lot of work. But it's not like you can take a chemical like strip wash to take this off. The strip wash will not even touch any of these products. Okay, so what I would say is if you have applied the graphene ceramic spray coating on your car, whether it's the advanced or not, and you're looking at upgrading the longevity of it, put this straight on top of it and it will work amazing, right? And actually, oftentimes the spray coating is a great introduction on like how you apply a ceramic coating. So just like a side note, if you're sort of like nervous about applying a ceramic coating or you're like, I'm scared to do it, I don't want to screw it up, you could start by applying the spray coating on your car to get a sense of like how it feels and how it works. Because the concentration level of this is 15%. So it's like pretty low compared to the 50% of the actual advanced coating. So you can get a sense of like how this applies and how you use it. And then once you're comfortable with this and you're like, oh, wow, that's easier than applying a wax because I can put it on any surface. Then you can upgrade, to the super long, crazy 9-year coating if that's really what floats your boat, So yes, you can apply it on top.
When I use one-step or wool pads, the finish tends to look hazy with some spots. When I use foam pads, I never have that issue. What am I doing wrong with one-step or wool pads?
Yeah, okay, that's actually a really good question, and I'm glad somebody asked this because utilizing your pads is, there's different kind of aggressive levels with each one of the pads, which is like not a bad thing. It's just, again, like the way I see Adams Polish's car care line is like every single individual item is like a tool in my toolbox, all right? It's a pretty big toolbox. As you can see, we're in a big room here, but each one of these pads is a different kind of tool. So somebody was asking about the one-step pad or a wool pad, which this is our one-step pad. And the one-step pad actually it's a mixture of microfiber. So like when I say microfiber, it's like the material of this towel, which is polyester and polyamide fibers mixed together. So it's that polyester, polyamide fibers, and then wool mixed together into one pad. Now, what the one-step pad does, and I'll just be 1,000% transparent and honest right now, the name of this pad is extremely deceiving, okay? What a lot of people think is you use this pad with one-step polish and like it should finish perfect. It is like not how it works, okay? And we're actually in the process of changing that right now. We're gonna be, we have, upcoming, we have some sales coming out that we're gonna be adjusting some of that. So just stay tuned for that here I can't even tell you when, but we're going to be adjusting how that is presented and how it works. So your one-step pad, to me, on this whole wall of pads, can't really see it in frame, but it is the most aggressive pad in our line. Okay, so I'll just show you really quick, like how they go as aggressive. So which one's the most aggressive to which one's the least aggressive. So one-step pad, most aggressive, okay? Now I'll talk about this for a second. So the reason why the one-step pad is more aggressive is not only is it using the power of the microfiber to cut and the wool to cut, but the natural wool fibers hold more heat. So what it does, it heats up the surface more while you're polishing, which makes your paint more vulnerable. So when you correct, it's easier, okay? So the way I utilize the one-step pad is I use it to be ultra aggressive. So if I have an extremely hard clear coat, so a C5, C6 Corvette, those have the hardest clear coat in the world. So I tend to use this pad to really do more cutting with it, okay? So I use this to be more aggressive, okay? Now stepping down to a little bit less aggressive from that is you get into just a standard microfiber pad, okay? So this is our standard microfiber pad, has the blue side on it, okay? But this is just like, it's the same exact material that our single softs are made out of. Again, same material as the borderless gray, which is polyester and polyamide. Now, the microfiber is very effective because, you know, you have your scratches and those fibers are mashing around, dispersing compound into all of the scratches, making it more effective, okay? It's not gonna hold as much heat as the one-step pad because it doesn't have the wool in it, but it's still gonna cut really well. And listen, with even just the microfiber pad, you're still gonna get a little bit of haze, right? That's a combination of the microfiber pad with the compound leaving a little bit of haze. But listen, the point of the microfiber pad and the one-step pad is to not make the finish perfect, okay? It's to do heavy lifting. It's to get to the bottom of the deep scratches, all the while removing surface scratches like swirl marks, and then you see the marring and haziness from the microfiber pad, the microfiber and wool pad, and the one-step pad, I keep saying that. And then you even it out with foam. So, and actually, there isn't one. So then now you come down to the next aggressive, which would be the blue foam pad, okay? So the blue foam pad, oftentimes, blue foam pad you're utilizing on single stage paint, okay? Because you don't need to be ultra aggressive with either a wool pad or a microfiber pad. So the blue foam pad is going to be a little less aggressive than the microfiber, but still extremely effective, and you utilize it with the compound, okay? Now, moving down to next least aggressive, you're talking about the white foam pad, okay? This is utilized with the white polish, okay? Again, it's like sort of color coordinated, white with white. This is like your finishing step, okay? So the haze that your microfiber or one-step pad left behind, you use the white foam pad with the white polish to even those out to a perfect mirror finish, okay? So, that's, I mean, 99.9% of the time, that's as far as you're gonna take it as far as least aggressive. Sometimes when you have a car, a lot of times this is with custom paint where the clear coat is extremely soft. I mean, I've seen videos online, and not to like call out a competitor or anything, but Larry Casilla did a video about he polished a car with water because any sort of abrasion that he was using was gonna put marring in the finish. So he needed to be like ultra soft and careful with polishing the finish. I would say for us, you utilize something like our red foam pad, okay? And the red foam pad is just extremely soft. So when you're pushing with you know, when you have your hands on the polisher and you're against the surface, it actually absorbs a lot of your pressure, conforms to a lot of the curvatures of the car, and it just makes it just super less aggressive. So our least aggressive pad in the red. So the person asking, you know, what am I doing wrong? Listen, you're not doing anything wrong, okay? I would just say that when you think about these pads as tools sort of in a different way, it will help you make a decision on like which pad you should grab and which product to use with it to like get the finish you're trying to achieve. So if you're trying to cut a lot and remove a lot of scratches and a lot of damage, your one-step pad or your microfiber pad mixed with the compound product is like your first step at like removing a lot of damage and a lot of you know, defects in your paint, okay? So like that. But the problem is that because compound has a pretty decent abrasive in it and these pads are designed to be more aggressive, you need to even out the haziness that leaves behind. So then what you do is you move on to the white foam pad with the white polish, and you'll have a, as Adam likes to call it, a showroom shine, you know? So you're not doing anything wrong. It's just the tools you're utilizing are like maybe a little bit off. It's like me in my golf game, you know? Should I hit a 7-iron or a 9-iron? You know, I tend to hit my 7-iron a lot, and it's probably the wrong club, and I need somebody to say, hey man, you gotta switch to your 9-iron.
Ryan got a windshield replaced. It has what seems like a film over it. Rain doesn't sheet and gets blurry when using wipers. What's the best thing or process to use to strip the windshield before using glass sealant?
That's actually a pretty decent question. So somebody asked, got a new windshield. I don't know if it's a new car or just a new windshield, but
It's just new windshield. It's got a windshield replaced.
got a windshield replaced. And he said that on the windshield, there's sort of like a film on it. And when he uses his wiper blades, it gets like hazy, almost like hard to see. And he said it's sheeting, the water's sheeting. So the water's sheeting, so it's like not hydrophobic at all. So I don't know if this, I couldn't tell you if this windshield was treated or not, what's going on with it. But best thing you could do, I actually mentioned this in our last live video, which is kind of interesting. But let me take you over to this washing wall over here really quick. So we're talking about a replaced windshield, okay, that has sort of a film on it. And he's having trouble, like it's like he can't get the film off. So I'll just tell you, I'll show you the exact product you should use. So what I would say is, if you have something like strip wash, whether it's our new strip wash or old strip wash, this is a great way to remove any old type of sealant or wax. Okay, so, and now what I'm trying to tell you as well is like, it might not be, I don't know if you want to look the strip wash video up, but the strip wash, I'm not telling you to use as like to wash your entire car. What I would tell you to do is put strip wash into a bucket, let it, like put strip wash into a bucket, activate the suds with it, and then put a wash pad in there. Now, if you don't need to do the strip wash on your whole car, don't do it on your whole car. But what I would say is utilize the power of the strip wash to just go over your windshield. So put some strip wash into the bucket, get your wash pad. Now go over the windshield maybe a couple times, all right? And you don't even really need a grit guard because it's not like you're removing dirt and grime from it, but you're trying to use the power of the strip wash, the power of the strip wash to take off any of that old protection that's on there, okay? Now, once you've gone over it with a product like that, like strip wash, okay? Then what I recommend is utilizing our glass cleaner. Everyone say hi to Yesenia. Use something like our glass cleaner. And this is not, you're not going to be using this to clean, okay? Because you just use the strip wash to clean, all right? You're actually going to use the glass cleaner as the clay lube for your next step, which is utilizing the medium grade clay bar. I don't know if I could get this open. Okay, you're gonna clay your windshield and glass with the medium grade clay bar, okay, with glass cleaner. Now, glass is just a little bit different than paint as far as like the material and the structure of it. So the medium grade clay bar and the glass cleaner together is like the best way to clay your glass, okay? So not only are you trying to chemically strip it, now you're mechanically stripping it with the clay bar, And then what you're gonna do with a couple applicators or whatever, you're gonna take the graphene glass coating, and now you're gonna apply this to your glass. And it will go from sheeting and having a film on it, going through each one of these processes, to having super, super hydrophobic, amazing glass that you don't even need to use your windshield wipers. So, like I said, this is like the crazy, like, do everything kind of thing, but chemically stripping off whatever's on the windshield, mechanically stripping it off with a clay bar, medium grade clay bar, and glass cleaner, and then, essentially resealing it / coating it, creating a hydrophobic surface with the graphene glass coating. I hope that's helpful. Here, you know what the crazy thing is to me? I wish that you guys could bring your cars to me and be like, hey, I would love to do that to your car right now, because like these are great real world questions, and oftentimes like I don't get to see stuff like that. Like we have windshields here that are just standard windshields, right? But it's like rare to get one of those where it has like some random odd film on it that you have to remove, So I'm like 99% sure that that's gonna work, but I'm like, man, I wish I could just be near your car so I could start messing with it, We got probably 1 or 2 more questions left, and then we're gonna sign off. We're kind of getting to that hour mark. But yeah, just any more questions. And remember, we do the live video every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Denver time. So whether it's Mountain Standard or Mountain Daily time, it's 1 o'clock every Wednesday. And listen, the whole purpose of this is to give you guys kind of like an insider feeling to us answering your questions, or dive a little bit more in depth to certain products, certain processes. I think Adam and I both feel like the process in which you do the car care routine is equally as important as the actual products you're using. So, if we can give you the answers to the best possible process, it's gonna make the chemicals and the tools you're using more effective. And what we want is, we test and use this stuff all the time. We want you to get the same results as us. So this Wednesday live is designed to like help everybody with questions and things like that. And again, if you're interested in seeing other topics we've covered, just go to our YouTube channel. When you land on our YouTube channel, you'll see a featured video. Above that, there's tabs. One says videos. There's one that says live. If you click that, you'll see all the lives that have been housed on YouTube. And you can see the different things we've talked about. We did iron remover last week. We did a whole video section on one-step polish. We also did a live video on applying graphene ceramic coating advanced. So a lot of great information out there. Just go explore it and find it.
Dry guy has upholstered seats that are cleaned from his kids. What do you use?
Oh yeah, I can relate to this question. So this guy asked, he says he has upholstered seats and they're stained because of his kids, whether that be from food or whether that be from paint, pen, whatever it is. Trust me, I think this guy's name is Bry Guy. Bry Guy, I have all the same problems. I would be absolutely embarrassed to show you the back seat of my car right now, but there's a few different things that you can do. So number one, well, I'll start like crazy, super, I don't know, the most effective, moving on way down to like sort of the easiest way to do it. So number one, the most effective thing that you could do is utilize a carpet extractor. So I'm sure Chris could find a video on the carpet extractor, but the carpet extractor is using a couple different elements to make cleaning upholstery and carpet effective, right? So your carpet extractor is using the power of suction, the power of a cleaning solution, and in some of them, the power of heat to break down whatever is in your seat and pull it out, pull it out of the seat. Because sometimes, when you really deep clean, you're not like yanking out the dirty cleaning solution that you put into the seat, right? So the number one most effective way to clean carpet and or upholstery is to first pre-treat it. So using something like our carpet and upholstery cleaner with a cockpit brush to like liberally spray it into the seat, scrub it a ton with a cockpit brush, and then use the carpet extractor to spray the extractor shampoo and hot water into the surface, and then suck it out with the extractor. Okay, so I don't know, like everyone's areas have different commercial businesses. Like I think out here they call them like Stanley Steamer is probably like the most famous, but they'll come to your house and like clean your rug, and they use like a big stand up. It's housed in their van outside, but they like come and they extract your carpet or they extract your rugs or whatever. Ours is essentially the same thing, but just like on a smaller scale for your car. Okay, so that's by far the most effective way to do it. Now, if you're not wanting to get a carpet extractor and keep it in your garage or whatever, and you just want to do this like the simple way, utilizing Adams Polish's carpet and upholstery cleaner, and again, your cockpit brush, those two things. We also have another brush. Let's see, I can walk over there and check. This is like our interior section over here. But we have, I think we have, unless we don't have any out right now. But we have something called like the carpet drill brush. Do we have any carpet drill brushes? They're like a pretty hot commodity, but they normally go like right here. But essentially what it is it connects to a drill, and then you pull your drill and it spins really fast. It gives you like a stiff bristle brush that can really agitate the surface that you're using the carpet and upholstery cleaner on. So the one really great thing about our carpet and upholstery cleaner is it's a non-foaming formula, okay? If you have the chance to get a carpet and upholstery cleaner that doesn't foam, it is way more effective, okay? If you get one that foams, it creates a huge mess and it's much harder to clean up. And then, like I was saying earlier, like utilizing something like this, which is our Adams cockpit brush. So you kind of use this with this product together. So you spray this liberally onto the surface, use this to scrub, or a carpet drill brush, or the carpet drill attachment. And then you take your edgeless utility towel, like these, okay? You take your edgeless utility towel and you push it into the surface and you try to pull out as much of the solution that you're using with this, okay? So that is a way to do it, but again, the most effective way to do this is by utilizing a carpet extractor like this. So this looks like this one's been, rode hard into the sunset. But the carpet extractor is by far like the best, most effective way to do it. But I'll be honest, I don't have a carpet extractor at my house. I just have carpet and upholstery cleaner, and I have the cockpit brush, and then I use the edgeless utility towel to like sop up any of the solution that I'm using. But again, like I've been working here for almost 12 years, and that's sort of like the old school way of doing it. But I also I pretty consistently keep up with cleaning my car. So I never let it get to let it get to that point of needing a carpet extractor. Sometimes I do. I'll be honest, I spilt a whole cold brew of coffee in my passenger seat of my car, and it was coffee stained bad. All right. It was a tall whole venti. It was like a 20-ounce cold brew. Just, oh my God. It was a total mess. I used a carpet extractor to pull that out, but I brought it here to the shop and used it here. So.
Can you use our extractor shampoo in a Bissell carpet extractor?
Yeah. So somebody just asked, can you use our extractor shampoo in a Bissell carpet extractor? Yes. The extractor shampoo is just a formula that our chemist Chris Galhar designed to go into any carpet extractor. It doesn't matter if it's ours or, listen, if you work for a big carpet cleaning company that you have the van and the thing, you could use it in that as well. It's just, it's a solution that Chris designed to help, break down any sort of whatever you're really cleaning, dirt, grime, food, coffee, anything like that. So our extractor shampoo works in any carpet cleaning tool. You could even, like, so check this out, okay? When I moved from one city to another, and my old house had light colored carpet in it. You know what I did? I rented, this was before we had carpet extractors. I still wouldn't have used ours because I'm working in such a big area, but I rented one of the carpet cleaners from our local city market, King Supers, and I put a mixture of carpet and upholstery cleaner and a little bit of talc and powder revitalizer. I didn't use as much talc and powder revitalizer because that product foams up a little bit. I use those together, carpet and upholstery cleaner, some talc and powder revitalizer, and then hot water. I clean my carpets. They never looked that good, ever. It was like the talc and powder revitalizer used the brightening agents to really make it bright, and the carpet and upholstery cleaner used the cleaning part of it. So it was really awesome. So yeah, our products, every single one of our products, granted, some of them better than others, they work in your home, they work in your car, they work in your office, they work at your friends' houses, right? Like I utilize spray wax to dust my house. All my wood fixtures in my house use CS3 to wipe down my TV. I use home surface cleaner on my countertops. I use my polisher because I have a flat top glass stove top. I use my polisher to make that look perfect again. So it's just more like the use that you can think about that you're using on your car. Usually there's a use for it like in your home. We can do one more question. I wasn't going to do a giveaway today. We're going to wait till next week. We're going to do a giveaway next week with, so next week, the weather's supposed to be much better next week, like almost in the 70s, I think, actually. I know it's supposed to be really good this weekend. Fingers crossed I get to go golfing. But, and by the way, it's Masters week. Yeah, 75 next week. So we're definitely going to be outside washing. I think what I'm going to do is feature H2O Garden Gloss next week and show you look, H2O Garden Gloss is a very unique product, and it's one I still use to this day, even though my cars have graphene spray coating on them. So I use it every here and there. I just love that product, and I'm going to kind of go in depth with it. And we recently got rid of our paint sealant, and now the sealant we offer is the H2O Garden Gloss, and I'm going to talk about that. So, and then next week we'll do some giveaways, a couple giveaways of H2O Garden Gloss, maybe like a washing kit or something. So.
iRob says water spots on my carbon fiber have plagued my poor wing. I've used everything short of a flamethrower.
Oh, jeez. All right. So iRob.
Water spots on carbon fiber.
Okay, yeah. So iRob has, sounds like he has water spots on some carbon fiber. Does it sound like a wing is what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has probably the wing on the back of his car, and man, some wings sit like so perfectly flat that like water just sits there. And oftentimes you can get water spots. Rob, what I would tell you, I'm not sure what your carbon fiber looks like. So
Carbon fiber roof and wing.
yeah, so my question to you, Rob, is your carbon fiber gloss finish, or is it more of like the textured kind of matte finish? If you could answer that, that would be helpful for me, and Chris will let me know if you do answer that. But I'll just start with, if it is a gloss finish, probably the best way for you to remove those water spots is to polish it. That's with a polisher like this, and our compound and our polish, okay? Listen, water spots are there's different stages to water spots, all right? The early stages of water spotting are just the minerals left behind from the hard water. So you spray water on your car, the water, the H2O, evaporates into the air. It's gloss, okay, great. So water evaporates in the air and the minerals stay in the shape of that water spot on your car, okay? If you catch it within like an hour or a day, oftentimes you can just use waterless wash or detail spray and like wipe it off, okay? Because you're essentially like rehydrating the minerals that are on your car, and you're taking it and you're wiping it off, okay? Now, stage 2 is like you've you've made it down a couple weeks or maybe a month, and those water spots have hardened on the surface so much that detail spray or waterless wash will not remove them, right? So you need to mechanically remove them. So you could actually spray detail spray on and use a clay bar, and the clay bar might remove them, okay? So that would be like the next step to that. Now, the last step to that would be utilizing a polisher, okay? Because the minerals have dried so much, but they've also started eating away at your carbon fiber or your clear coat. And you actually need to, now they're not only does it look like a water spot, but it's eaten away at your clear coat to where it's a scratch now in the shape of a water spot. So you need to polish that off to get to the bottom of the scratch, right? So early stage, waterless wash. Kind of mid stage, clay. Last part, most aggressive, is polishing. Now we do have a product called Water Spot Remover, which is a chemical formula that is intended to remove water spots. It's an acid. So anytime you start introducing acid to your finish or your glass and things, there is like a time period at which if you don't wipe it off, you're gonna leave the surface hazy. So unless you're like an experienced person with a water spot remover, I don't tend to recommend that product. Okay, it's sort of a last resort type of product for me. I tend to, in just me personally, I tend to go from, like I was saying, waterless wash to claying to polishing. And listen, if you have water spots anyways, you probably need to polish your car anyways. So Rob, on your car, if you have water spots on the roof or you have it on the hood, my best recommendation for you is if you can't get it off by using a waterless wash or a detail spray, try claying it. So using a clay bar or a clay mitt with detail spray, like a clay lube, try to get it off like that. If that doesn't work, then move on to paint correcting it, okay? And I would probably say that if you use the polisher, it's gonna work no matter what. So there you go, that's kind of my spiel on that stuff. Think we're good, Chris? Yeah, we're like a few minutes past the hour. So, all right, I'm gonna sign off. But I don't know, I hope today was helpful with the Q&A. I know our setup was kind of cool with Chris showing you videos through the streaming software. I had Joe Cam going. And remember, next week's gonna be like 75 unless there's a freak snowstorm, which is likely. But we'll be talking about H2O Garden Gloss, which is a paint sealant, and we'll talk about that versus spray coating, kind of the uniqueness to H2O Garden Gloss, and then we'll make sure to do giveaways. So make sure to share this too. Like, this video is going to live on here forever. We're also going to post this over on the Adams Polishes Facebook page, but these videos are intended to help people. So if you have other detailing enthusiasts in your life, share these links with them, and hopefully we can help them too. So thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys next Wednesday, 1 o'clock, and H2O Garden Gloss next week. Thanks for watching.